Morning, folks. It's been a couple weeks since I've been here. I actually last week I had to make a quick trip to Florida. Some of you know my son plays baseball he's in his post-grad year, so instead of going to college this year because of COVID, we sent him to a prep school down in Florida called IMG Academy, and he's been playing on their baseball team, and so he actually been recruited by a bunch of colleges and finally settled on the University of Tampa. So he'll actually be attending University of Tampa, which is I haven't seen it yet, but it's supposed to be a beautiful school, and playing on their baseball team next year. So kind of had to wrap that up, and so that was the reason I wasn't here last week. I actually drove down from here to Bradenton, Florida. It took me a day and a half. So I wouldn't recommend it. A few things today. So first off, starting on Monday, normal fitness classes, fitness hours, fitness center hours, pool hours, etc. here in Williamsville. I know that Tracy has put out kind of the normal schedule with additional classes, clarifying what normal hours are. So for everybody all of our residents, etc., who use the fitness center, hours will be back to normal, pre-COVID pandemic hours, and here in Williamsville for both the pool and the fitness center. You still have to wear masks while you're working out, and that's really because of New York State still mandates that, but we're excited to bring that back to normal. Any questions on anything related to the fitness center, the pool, etc., you can direct those right to Tracy. Meal delivery, so starting on Monday as well, the 3rd, no more free meal deliveries for lunch or dinner. We will still deliver if that is what you would like, but we will be charging you for that. I don't have the fees right here in front of me. I probably should have brought them with me, but you can refer to your resident manual, and there's a fee schedule for delivery in your resident manuals. And so starting on the 3rd, Monday of this coming week, we will still be doing meal delivery, but we will go back to charging for that delivery as we did again pre-COVID pandemic. A couple of the things I wanted to clarify. So last week, exactly a week ago, we had a staff member test positive in our nursing home for COVID, and as a result of that, we had to go through a protocol as dictated by the New York State Department of Health, specifically for the nursing home. So we're kind of going through that protocol, and part of that is testing and modifying visitation and so on. I can say that we're going through the testing of residents as a result of this, and we haven't had any residents test positive, which is awesome because it shows that the vaccine works very, very well, because all the residents in our nursing home have been vaccinated, and it also shows that personal protective equipment and so on works very, very well as well, because no other staff members have tested positive as a result of this one positive test. This person that tested positive is actually an agency employee, so it wasn't an actual employee of Canterbury Woods, but an employee of an agency that we contract with. So also as a result of that, we had to modify visitation. And again, the modification of visitation as it affects the health center is completely driven by the protocols mandated to us by New York State Department of Health. So I know that we've gotten a lot of questions and maybe some concern from family members over the last week about the modification of visitation in the health center, and I just want to continue to let everybody know that much of that is out of our hands. So for instance, this employee worked on what we call the North Hall. We have a North Hall, basically the hall in the nursing home that faces north or runs north, and we have a West Hall, basically the one hall in the nursing home that faces or runs towards the west. So this employee was working on the North Hall. They tested positive. So what happened is, as per New York State mandate, the residents on the North Hall haven't been able to receive in-room visitation for about a week. And so only those on the North Hall that are end of life or there's some other special circumstances for visitation, those people continue to have in-room, but really nobody else. And that actually will continue through next Wednesday. So it's a full 2 weeks of this modified visitation, specifically for residents that are on the North Hall. On the West Hall, visitation is still permitted in room. So visitors can come in and visit folks in their room, or they can even visit outside and so on. So that's the modification. Again, it's directed by the New York State Department of Health. We have to follow these protocols. And as I've talked about, we've been fortunate overall throughout this entire COVID period that our visitation has been fairly open and robust within our health center. But when we do have these, we had this one positive case, we do have to follow the protocols. We continue to push all of our staff members, encourage all of our staff members that haven't been vaccinated throughout the organization to continue to get vaccinated. We are up above 80% of all of our staff vaccinated, and that number will continue to climb. We're bringing new staff members in all the time, and again, we are encouraging them, highly encouraging them to get vaccinated as well. So, and so far so good. Obviously we had this one issue, but we're going to continue to be as proactive as possible on encouraging more and more staff members that haven't been vaccinated, which again is a small amount, to continue to get vaccinated and make it as easy as possible for them to do that. The other thing I want to mention today, well, a couple other things. So, many of you know my daughter, so this is like another personal, dad story, I guess, proud father thing. So many of you know my daughter Avery. She actually works for us in marketing. So she works remotely. She's down in Charleston, South Carolina, but she's doing some marketing phone calls for us. She's worked in the dining room for several years, going through high school and into college. Avery is graduating from college in about a week and a half from the college in Charleston, magna cum laude, which is pretty awesome. We got her medal. Usually they hand out the medals when they go through ceremony, but they send it to us in the mail, so we'll give it to her and she'll wear it. But so, extremely proud of her for her achievements in undergrad. And she has recently, she's going to graduate school, and so she recently got into Georgetown and also Penn, University of Pennsylvania, Penn, for her master's in public health. And so actually I'm flying down to Philadelphia for the day on Sunday, and her and I are going to tour Penn, which for me is amazing and exciting, so I'm looking forward to that. The last thing is I want to congratulate, and I want all of our residents and staff to help me congratulate Isidore DeMarco, who's our administrator of our health center. Isidore's been with us for 13 years, and he was actually named a Western New York healthcare hero by Buffalo Business First a few weeks ago. About 20 healthcare professionals were identified out of hundreds and hundreds of applicants as Western New York Healthcare Heroes, and Isidore was named one of those 20 healthcare heroes. Certainly well-deserved. If any of you know Isidore, which many of you do, he's an extremely dedicated, passionate professional, and leads a fantastic team down there. He would be the first to say that he's a healthcare hero because of the work that his team does in supporting the care of our residents in the health center, and that is certainly true. None of us, we're all only as good as the people that work with us, and Isidore's no exception. But congratulations to him, congratulations to his team, because it's certainly a reflection of all of Canterbury Woods. He'll be celebrated through an event, and we'll do some stuff here at Canterbury Woods as well. Thanks everybody, and I'll be back next Wednesday.